And this is question 4. Okay, so what we've got is Zach deposits £500 into a bank account in the 1st of January 2018, and then another lot the year after, then another lot the year after that. Each year, separate interest rate, and it's annual. Okay, so you don't need to worry about getting fractions of years or anything. It doesn't make any withdrawals from the account. And how much is it worth at the end of 2023? Okay, so again, let's get a wee line created. So let's get the first date. So it's going to be the start each month. Sorry, start each year. So that's the 1st of the 1st 18. Then going to do another one, 1st of the 1st 19. Do another one, 1st of the 1st 20. And then by the end of the year, let's work out by the 31st of December 2020, let's work out how much it's worth. Okay, just trim the end off of that. Now what you've got is, remember essentially that's 1 year, that's 1 year, and that's 1 year. Okay, we know from, again, you don't need to do all these fancy brackets, but it just helps me, right? So that's 3.3%, you know, from here to here, 2.4%, and then from here to here, and that is 1%. And obviously the important thing is the money he's putting in, right? So £500 each year. So what we're going to do is work out the first £500, how much is that going to be, and obviously accumulating all this interest, and then the second 500, and then the last 500. So let's look at the first one. So that's 500. You're going to then times that by the multiplier. Okay, so that's in for 1 year at that. The second year it's going to be in at this, and then the third year it's going to be in at this. And you put that in your calculator, and that £500 is now worth £534. It's all going pear-shaped. £534.18. Second 500, okay, that's just in for the 2 years, so it doesn't get the 3.3% interest. It's going to start off at getting the 2.4% for a year, and then the 1%. And that's going to give you, and obviously it's going to be a smaller number, right, because it's in for the bank for a year less. And then the last percent, or sorry, the last deposit, which is going to just have 1 year's of interest just at 1%. And that's going to be £505. Then what you do, you just add them up, and that gives you a grand total of £1,556.30. Obviously 1,500 of that is just the actual money put in, so you've gained an interest of £56.30. Okay, now again, I've not seen a question asked like this since, but that's what it is. So on the 1st of January, deposits another £500 and no other deposits. Calculate the effective rate of interest in 2021 for the account if this is what the balance has to be at the end of the year. So what we've got is we've got the 1st of January 21, there's another £500 put in. At the end of the year, okay, so that's the 31st of December 21, okay, we want to have this amount of money. Okay, now it's 2.1% interest per year. No, it's not, that's the answer. Oops, told you the answer before actually. doing the working. Right. I have to show you how you get to that. Right, so we need to work out what percentage it is. Okay. Now, obviously, we know that at this stage, what we've got in the bank, because we've got 3 years of saving prior to that, is worth this amount. Okay. And if we add the 500 onto it, it's going to be shy of this. So we need to work out, well, we can work out what the interest was paid, right? But we need to work out, well, what is that as the effective rate of interest? So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to have our goal. Now we're going to add these two together. Okay, so if I go, I'll just do it here, 500 plus £1,556.30. Okay, that's going to give us £2,056.30. Okay, so what you've got is we can say that that's how much is in the account, and then we add another 500, which gives us this. Okay, what interest, at what rate do we have to pay in order to get that up to 2,100? So what we do is we go 2,100. Okay, and we're going to divide it by what we have, and that gives you 1.021. So that actually gives you the multiplier. Okay, we're going to get rid of the 1, and that's going to give you 0.21, and then times that by 100, and that's going to give you 2.1%. Okay, so what happens there is, by the time we put the last instalment of 500, what's in Zach's account is £2,056.30. In order to get it up to the magical 2,100, we need to have this amount of money sitting in the account at a percent for another year at 2.1%, and that will give you his goal of 2,100